You know, it feels like just yesterday, AI was something you'd only see in the movies. But now, it's a daily reality, especially in our universities. Tools like ChatGPT are changing literally everything, and it's forcing us all to ask a really big question. Is this technology a powerful new tool, or is it a fundamental threat to how we learn? All right, so here's how we're going to break this all down. We'll kick things off with the AI writing revolution itself. Then, we'll look at the good side, its promise as an academic assistant, versus the threats it poses. After that, we'll dive into how students and faculty see things so differently, and finally, we'll try to figure out a path forward. So first up, the AI writing revolution. And let's be clear, this isn't just some new app or a handy little tool. No, this is a massive shift in how we think about research and writing. Honestly, it's probably as big a deal as the printing press or the internet. It's a real paradigm shift.
I mean, seriously, think about it. When an AI can pump out a perfectly good essay in just a few seconds, what does that actually mean for homework? Is it still a good way to check if someone's learning, or do we need to completely tear up the rulebook and rethink how we test knowledge and critical thinking?
So what is the tech behind all this? Well, it all comes down to something called a large language model, or LLM for short. Just imagine a super smart brain that has basically read the entire internet. It can understand what you're asking and then generate brand new human-like text in response. That's what makes it so incredibly powerful.
And that right there is the key. This isn't some niche technology for computer science labs anymore. Nope. AI is in the hands of millions of students and researchers, and it is changing the game for every single one of them.
Okay, so now that we know what we're dealing with, let's start by looking at the positives. Let's talk about the incredible potential of AI as a powerful assistant in the academic world.
For students, this stuff can be a total game changer. It can help with just about everything, from polishing that final draft to just brainstorming some ideas when you're stuck. And for researchers, it's an amazing tool for sifting through literature reviews and structuring really complicated arguments. The possibilities are just huge.
Now, this is where it gets really interesting. I love this idea of a cognitive partner. It suggests that AI isn't just a fancy spell checker, but an actual collaborator in the thinking process. This could totally open up new ways of doing research and being creative that we can't even imagine yet. It's a real partnership between human and machine.
And we've got the data to back this up. Study after study shows that essays written with AI assistants consistently get higher scores on technical stuff like grammar and coherence. So what does that mean? It means students using these tools are often turning in work that is, on a technical level, just plain better. And that can have a huge impact.
But, and you knew there was a but coming, that same power that makes AI an amazing assistant also opens up a whole can of worms when it comes to academic integrity. With great power comes, a whole lot of potential for misuse.
And it's such a fine line, isn't it? On one hand, you've got this incredible tool that can help students learn and produce better work. But on the other hand, you've got a crutch that can just lead to intellectual laziness and straight-up plagiarism. And right now, pretty much everyone is trying to figure out where exactly that line is.
Yeah, educators are worried, and they have a whole list of reasons. They're worried about students losing their critical thinking skills, about the rise of a really generic, soulless writing style, and, this is a big one, about the very real danger of AI just making stuff up. These aren't small problems. A lot of people see them as direct threats to the very core of what education is supposed to be about.
So here's the key concept researchers are talking about: synthetic fluency. The idea is that the writing looks perfect. It's smooth, it's grammatically correct, but there's nothing there. It's all style, no substance. Kind of like a beautiful apple that's totally hollow on the inside.
So this tension between all the amazing potential and all the scary risks, it naturally creates a huge gap in how students and faculty actually see this technology.
Generally speaking, students are pretty excited. They see a tool that can help them get better grades and make their workload a little easier. But the faculty? They are way more concerned. They see something that could potentially undermine the very foundation of their profession.
And this table is just wow. It's so telling. In interviews with faculty, a staggering 80% said plagiarism and unearned authorship was their #1 concern. It's crystal clear that for educators, the fear that students are submitting work that isn't really their own overshadows pretty much everything else.
And check this out. This is fascinating. It's not just professors who are worried. Even doctoral students, the ones who are actually using this tech at the highest levels, are raising the alarm. And if you look at that last bar, they are unanimously calling for universities to create clear rules to prevent everyone from becoming too dependent on it. So,
where do we possibly go from here? How do we take all the power of AI and use it for good, while also protecting the integrity of education? Let's talk about the path forward.
Well, the research is pretty much unanimous on this. We can't just stick our heads in the sand and ban AI. That's just not practical. But at the same time, we can't just have a free-for-all. We've got to find that middle ground, that balanced approach. Honestly, the future of education probably depends on us getting this right.
So what does that responsible approach actually look like? Well, it's a mix of things. It means having clear rules, teaching people how to use these tools smartly, and maybe changing how we grade things to focus more on critical thinking instead of just a polished final product. The bottom line is to remember that AI is a tool to help us, not replace us. It's up to us humans to stay in the driver's seat. In the end, that's what it all comes down to. AI is here, it's not going away, it's a tool. An incredibly powerful one, sure, but still just a tool. And like any tool, you can use it to build something amazing or you can use it to break things. The choice and the responsibility is ours.